This car is not about the car. This car is about the man who built it and the man who owned it for its entire life until I bought it. Would I ever own one if it hadn't been owned by Carroll Shelby? You know, this is number one. Would I ever consider buying number two? No. There's no getting around that it is, you know, its origins are a front-wheel drive econobox, but it is nevertheless, you know, surprisingly capable. The man who built it valued it enough to keep the first one for himself. When Carroll Shelby died, his family dispersed his entire personal collection. I thought, in light of the truly remarkable accomplishments that Shelby had achieved as a man, despite the hype and the lore and some of the mythology, it would be neat to have something that he owned. Was I attracted to the history? Yes, that's why I bought it. Dodge wanted to regain its performance mantle. This car attracted me in particular also because it was the first time really in everything that Shelby had done that there was real technical advancement. So this car has carbon composite road wheels, first time they were ever used on a production car, made for Shelby by a company called Fiberide. It's also the first application of a variable nozzle turbo in a production car, 20 years before Porsche did it. So you couple that with just getting a chance to own a piece of history, a car that, this is an 8,000 mile car, 7,000 of those miles are driven by Carroll Shelby himself. Based on the Chrysler Dodge Peabody platform, which would have been the Plymouth Sundance and Dodge Shadow. Basic body shell is the same, aero kit is different, grille is different, wheels and suspension are completely different, engine is completely different. This car is turbo and intercooled. In that parlance would be called Turbo 2, but then Shelby went even further than the Turbo 2 cars with the variable nozzle turbo, which adds more power and reduces lag tremendously because it can adjust the size of the vanes to allow it to spool up quicker and then expand to allow more boost. They were legit fast cars. They handle very well, and they put Chrysler Dodge back on the map with what they had to work with. This CSX VNT is actually the last car to be produced working with the manufacturer at Shelby's California facility. After this car, the only thing that was made there were replica Cobras, continuation cars. So in that sense, this is, you know, the end of an era. There simply will never be any more true Shelby cars. And there are some unique touches on this car that clearly the California staff were having a little fun with the old man. For example, the car this is made from is a Dodge Shadow. And on a Dodge Shadow, it has the word Shadow sort of inset into the dash. On the Shelby cars, rather than Shadow, it was replaced with an inset badge that said Shelby. On this car, it actually has neither the Shadow badge nor the Shelby badge. It has a Plymouth Sundance badge. Now, this is not a Plymouth Sundance, but I guess somebody wanted to see if Shelby would notice or thought it was funny. It's lost to history, but it's a very unique touch. He ate vanilla cookies with rainbow sprinkles in the car because there were tons of crumbs and chunks of cookie on the floor and under the seat and under the floor mats. But it's nice to know that Shelby wasn't above eating in his cars, and now I know what kind of cookies he liked. These cars only came in one color, and it's a color that was only offered on this one car. They had optional Recaros. Interestingly, for his own car, Shelby, who's not a small man, chose the comfort seats, not the Recaro seats. When I got it, and I've not changed it, is also running a lot more boost than any of the other CSX VNTs left the factory. And the fiber ride wheels, obviously, they're irreplaceable today. With this car, he pulled out all the stops. The VNT motor was developed for this car. It wasn't going in any other Chrysler first. It was used later. How much legacy do they have? Probably not much. If you know cars and you were alive at the time or you care about the actual history, they are important cars. And he kept this one for himself. That says something. They corner quite flat. It's a front-wheel drive car, so it will push. You can use a lot of trail braking to get it to rotate. Then kind of, it'll push on turn-in, but you can kind of drag the brakes to rotate the rear. And then when you're pointed in the right direction, even though you'll be facing the right direction, you may not be moving in the right direction, then you can get on the gas and kind of pull yourself out of the turn. It works pretty well. It's a different technique, but it works. I am Alex. I am the curator of the Straylight collection. This is my Shelby CSX VNT, number 1 of 500, and the only owner before me was Carroll Shelby himself.